Hey everybody, I'm Chef Gail Sokol and welcome to Baking with Success. Today we're in for a treat because I'm going to be making French Parisian macarons. And they're not pronounced macaroons, there's only one O in there, so it's macarons. So practice your French a little bit. They're a little fancy schmancy, but they are spectacular. A little tricky, but I'm going to help you through it. So we start with 4 egg whites. We put it into an electric mixer with our whip attachment, our beater attachment. And before I have even done anything else, I've actually taken 2 cups of confectioner's sugar and I have put it in the food processor with the blade and about 1 1/3 cups of blanched sliced almonds. And let me show you what they look like. Blanched sliced almonds, this is sliced almonds with the skin on, and this is blanched almonds. They have no skin at all, and they're beautiful. They've actually been put in boiling water for just a second, and then they rub them down with a kitchen towel and get all those skins off, so there's no coloration to them. And we're gonna make our macarons pink today, because I like the pink, and we're gonna put them together with some chocolate filling. So we're gonna start our mixer, high speed till we get some nice and foaminess with our egg whites. Our egg whites are at room temperature. They beat up much better when they're at room temperature. And as they start getting foamy, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons very slowly of granulated sugar right into the egg white. All right, so I just put in my first tablespoon of granulated sugar. Now I'm going to add a little red food coloring just to get a nice pink color, a little hue of some reddish pink, really pretty, but pastel still. And then I'm going to continue adding the remaining 2 tablespoons of sugar, but very slowly. And don't rush it. And I'm going to beat it at high speed until we get stiff peaks. And I think we're there. So let me show you. The mixer, the beater I should say, watch this. Oh, look how beautiful. They stand up and just the tip can curve over a little. That's gorgeous. That's perfect. All right, so I'm putting my beautiful meringue into a large bowl because it's really hard to mix in a mixing bowl, and a lot of people make that mistake. Transfer it over, take the time to do it, wash that extra bowl. Don't worry about it. Now I'm going to take my beautiful puree, or not pureed, but ground up, finely ground up almonds and sugar, and I'm going to put it on top. This is going to be a very stiff batter. You're not even going to be able to fold it in. You're just going to have to, at best you can, mix it in. But do it slowly because you don't want to get rid of those air bubbles from that beautiful meringue. The stiffer the batter, the better your macaron will come out. Because a thin batter, they actually melt down on the sheet pan. So we don't want that. We want nice, beautiful, firm ones. I've taken a little bit of my batter and put it under all 4 corners of my parchment papered lined sheet pan just to cement the parchment paper down. And I have filled a pastry bag with a large plain tip with some of my batter. And I'm going to start piping 1 to 1.5 inch circles. So if you keep squeezing and then rotate it so that you end it off. Rotate it. And you can make these very tiny or you can make them big as you want. But about 1 to 1.5 inches in diameter is probably the best. Keep going down the line. All right, our macarons have been piped out into our sheet pans, and we're not going to bake them right away. We're actually going to allow them to air dry. So they build up a little bit of a skin, and this way it will prevent them from cracking in the oven. I'm going to preheat my oven to 300 degrees, and after 1 hour, I'm going to bake them for 15 to 20 minutes. And to know that they're done, you want to make sure that they're dry. You want to see them, they're not going to get brown on you, so don't let them get brown, but you will see that they won't move back and forth. They'll be nice and dry and tight. When they're done, take them out and let them cool, because then we get to fill them. That is the fun part. All right, so we're ready to fill our macaron, and I've already started. I've made a ganache filling and I've made a pistachio filling. Both recipes we're not going to go into right now, but they are available on Facebook. And what I do is I take 2 of the macarons and I take them bottom sides up and put them together with the ganache. The pink ones are going to have the chocolate ganache because that looks so pretty, the contrast. Let me show you how that's done. So we're just going to smear a little bit on with a spatula. This is known as an offset spatula. And we're going to glue them together, just like that. And you just put it down and let them dry. And I refrigerate them so that the ganache gets nice and hard. And then I have a beautiful pistachio filling that you can make that I have the recipe for that's wonderful. And I actually dyed some of them green. So you can actually put not that these are pistachio flavored, but the filling is. And then I smear a little pistachio filling on there. Oh, it's so good. Real pistachio nuts and some other wonderful ingredients. And you just sort of sandwich them together and put them down and you're done. So let's do one more. We're gonna do one more pistachio. Smear a little bit on. You don't want too much. And if you don't like these fillings, be creative. You could actually use apricot jam. You could use raspberry jam for the pink ones, and it would work out beautifully. There you go. All right, so here they are, these gorgeous macarons. And you can feel like $1,000,000 because let me tell you something. I've done my research and I'm a professional pastry chef. Professional pastry chefs have trouble with these. Some professional patisseries, even in Paris, have to throw up to 25% of their macarons out sometimes because they don't turn out properly. So it's not just you, it's a lot of people and even the professionals. So let me show you some of the tips and some of the things that went wrong when I was making them. So I made them several times and I have been making them for years, but you can see the pink ones, they're nice and smooth, there's no cracks. These I allowed to dry. Make sure you allow them to dry for at least 1 hour before you bake them. Make sure that your almonds and your confectionery sugar are pulverized to almost a powder in your food processor, and this will take several minutes. Don't give up. You can pulse it 5 to maybe 8 minutes before you'll see that it's really nice and powdery. Don't be skimpy on the time that you pulverize. Keep doing it. The other thing is you can see my pistachio ones did crack a little. Ooh, Chef Gail cracked her pistachio macaron. Oh, but you know what? Sacre bleu. I like them cracked, and it's okay. So if you don't mind a little cracks, these cracked because my temperature was a little too high. I baked these at 320 instead of 300, all right? You know what? Live and learn. I'm always learning. Even though I'm a professional, I'm always learning. So I actually don't mind them. I put a little pistachio over them, and I think they came out really, really nicely. These I actually put some cocoa powder in and a little bit of cinnamon. So sort of like a Mexican, Parisian, French macaron. So have fun with this recipe. They're wonderful. If something isn't perfect, just eat your mistakes. That's what I like to do. And follow my YouTube channel, Baking with Success with Chef Gail Sokol, and all these recipes are on Facebook. Until next time, thank you for joining me.